Man, achieve. Perche, they don't tell you don't. What dream you have said don't. You be doing come. We say now what you in China upon come and when you say funeral. We be jina how be kick and throw na IMF say good board for aboka on what good board nyene. We the can crab can say o man ko bobo say $8 million, $1 billion no dia share economy nim. So mo ko di usika. Tis a Jimmy Samna no person or here NDC government no unpopular, but I didn't say they don't a feeling gadochi or the free somebody say o ma pompi sika she muna for sanko for ba say and then IMF so mabo cut $214 million and the end the enche na e 300 million kuruwa na to no Sammy Gyamfi obi na no don we ni de nya fe na ba Jimmy hu ya kan wi ya kan wi it say what nya abutena ti na yi wasum. Yes, Sammy Gyamfi beka be wati enya afi de be wakwa ekotobeto kote beka ene e wani super na e be pai. If the first time I remember me don't looking of the universe with my follow me Facebook don't look TV e ho me ye life me ye la be bre wo don't won follow you be missing a lot oba YouTube at the don't till don me say ko we de kona ko artwork e ko so ho ko we de am niam sitie the don't till me born life me ye niam be bre wo oba TikTok I don't know once na me di Dubai nkomo say oti Dubai na pese oguru oti Ghana na pese obetra Dubai ye adwuma obese obefa niam anything concerning Dubai there TikTok Instagram the underscore don't know so dey gina so guy na ka kire adwumaku ba ko pa betumi do wato no so traveling to papa don do sika man so ni di dwuma wunsuro magma traveling to e ba so pe visa ba Dubai e ba so pe ticket ba Dubai ana so pe ticket ko wiase ba bia yo mo omu ticket efu because omani airline na idili mi tu kwan bia magma traveling to the twam ticket ma no say na me ko ba bo twam ticket ma me da ho be che wo di abra na be che eno achi wo ya ba wo ya branch obeso ba Dubai be ya adwuma me pe na metumi do ba ha wo so so what say obi ba wa stranded obi ba wa overstay too slow don't me side there say overstay ni stranded na wan bi ni ho say na me ye no magic magma 2 months story visa amount na mama majo mu ticket amount oba be du ni menya adwuma ma dada be fa wa me do be ko adwuma na accommodation straight in case obi du na menya adwuma ma me na me rent ba bi mo atena na ma say twice come agent for amo adwuma na ma say adwuma na agent for the man na 2 months visa na de ban be wundie na adwuma na yon krata mo nya 2 years resident visa yo umpe wi na pa de kaya moto ma na kona kotetewe yen say mre no mu jimi on hene ba beta mo hene yanko
that you can make that comparison between Cocoa Board and Gold Board. Cocoa Board has been recording losses, Gold Board has not recorded a loss. So that comparison doesn't cut it. That's number one. Gold Board has not made a loss. And it doesn't matter how many times you repeat that falsehood, it will not make it right. Gold Board is a corporate body, a body corporate. In fact, it is a public corporation. It has not made a loss. Number two, no, you must understand that there is, even though Gold Board and Cocoa Board has similarities in terms of mandates, our trade models are different because we are dealing with two different commodities. Cocoa Board provides incentives and support to cocoa farmers in the form of cocoa rows, cocoa fertilizer, chemicals, rehabilitation. And so by virtue of that, are justified to give cocoa farmers prices that sometimes are 30-40% discounted. Gold Board provides no gold rules or no such incentives to miners and therefore cannot have a justification to buy gold at a discount or to trade gold the same way cocoa is traded. Understand that? Number two, whereas cocoa is very difficult to smuggle because it is bulky. To smuggle cocoa for it to make financial sense means you're carrying bags and bags of cocoa, putting it in a truck to smuggle. Gold is a small asset but high value asset. You can put 1 kg of gold in your pocket and cross the border and nobody will know that you're carrying something. So you don't manage cocoa the way you manage gold. And when you're drawing parallels in a debate like this, make sure you're comparing like with like, not oranges with apples. In any case, this is the main point. Nobody is saying don't assess the efficiency of the Gold Board model like you assess the efficiency of the Cocoa Board model. But in assessing the efficiency of a policy, any policy analyst worth his salt will do that assessment from the perspective of policy objects and policy goals. So, Cocoa Board is making losses, yes, you are right to assess that. Is Cocoa Board delivering on its mandate? Gold Board was established for the purpose of foreign exchange generation and supporting gold reserve accumulation. So when you are you are analyzing the efficiency of our model, you don't only look at cost, if indeed we were even incurring cost, but we are not. Currently, it is the BOG. This year, we may. Okay? But you look at it from the perspective of our cost versus the realization of our mandate or objects. That is not what you're doing. You're talking cost. In all your write-ups, you have never acknowledged the role and impact of gold board on this economy.
That's not correct.
Which the IMF even does. So that's number one. Number two,
come to it.
He makes the argument that G4O was not for profit.
Muntie.
Discuss losses and
has been scrapped. G4O 2026 was also a monetary policy intervention, not for profit per se. Our criticism of G4O was one, opacity. We didn't know who were the aggregators. We didn't know how good was being bought. We didn't know a lot of things. And the most important thing was that it was not delivering the outcomes it was supposed to deliver, at least relative to cost. So BOG did a cost-benefit analysis and said that, look, the exposures we are having under G4O, both on the gold side and on the oil side, is not worth the benefits we are getting in terms of fuel price reduction, which was or stability, which was the object of G4O
on inflation.
So that is why they have scrapped it. So when you're doing the analysis, situate it in the right context. Then it says that we are interested in knowing the full chain of risk and issues and so you are interested in knowing. It means you don't know. And when you're interested in knowing something, you ask questions. You don't jump into hasty conclusions.
Thank you.
That's number 3. Then number 4, he says the CEO of Gold Board will not admit losses, but will say that there is some cost anywhere. Hello, I said Gold Board has not made losses, and you have not been able to show that Gold Board has made losses. All you're talking about is cost under a BOG program, and you want to create an impression that cost under a BOG program on BOG books is Gold Board's cost. Where did you get that kind of analysis from? Where? So you are wrong, and we are not sharing blames. Because what the BOG has done is worthy of commendation, like all Ghanaians are commending them. It is only you, or you Kabiru, and the likes who want to create an impression as though somebody at BOG has done something wrong, for which reason blame should be shared. Or you to say that, oh, if at all that there is, you're saying that the issue is about burden sharing, or what did you even say? Blame sharing between Gold Board. It should be about blame sharing between Gold Board and the Gold Board.
Don't worry,
there is nothing like blame sharing. Again, he talks about, no matter how you look at this, it is a trading loss and not just a mere administrative loss. Why? Because the IMF has said so. Okay, we are saying whether trading or administrative or whatever, we have explained to you that the bulk of this cost, which you are calling loss, over 97% of it comes about as a result of exchange rate translational differentials, because we buy gold at market exchange rates as pertains to non-bank transactions, but accountants convert FX proceeds at BOG rates.
Thank you.
That is it. And I've also explained to you why we buy gold as spot to fend off smugglers. Because we want to prevent what happened in 2021, when a 3% discount led to a sharp decline in ASM gold output from 39.3 to 3.4 tons. And therefore, we incur transaction cost. You understand? So understand that. Then he says that from their investigation, they have heard that some self-financing aggregators are saying that BOG, Power Rock is making their business difficult. They can't compete. I who told you that licensees of Gold Board are supposed to compete among themselves? Who told you that? If you don't have information, ask.
Thank you.
Who told you that? A self-financing aggregator is not supposed to go and borrow money from any bank for any business. You don't even know that. The reason why we have allowed for self-financing aggregators is so that if there is an off-taker somewhere who wants to send dollars in advance of exports, he can send the dollars to a licensed self-financing aggregator through Gold Board's account. Gold Board takes the dollars and give the CD equivalent to the self-financing aggregator to go and buy gold at Gold Board's price. There is nothing like competition. At Gold Board's price. And then Gold Board exports the gold to the off-taker of the self-financing aggregator. We did not introduce that layer of license buying to create competition among license buyers, which will eventually lead to price hikes. Okay. And that will come on our books as in Then he says that Bower Rock, we checked from income, and Bower Rock was not an exporter, and now they have learned that Bower Rock was only buying for somebody who told.
So Ghanaians didn't TV. Thanks for this video, Thanks.
Under the old regime, you must know that the PMMC issued gold trading licenses for people to buy and sell gold locally. That was PMMC licenses. And then we had the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources issuing license for people to buy and export gold. Bauer didn't have a license to buy and export, but he had a license from PMMC from 2016 to 2024 to buy and sell gold in Ghana.
So if you
and
he was scripts enough, so
yeah, and it was far bigger. You can give me 9 minutes as the CEO. That's number one. Then number two, he says that everything I've said about Power Rock, all the issues about Power Rock is enough for Kojo Oponkroma and the MPP to have a suspicion that something may be wrong. Really, right? You hold press conferences based on suspicions. You write all your write-ups based on suspicions.
Democracy, yes.
No, you don't go to town with suspicions as though they are conclusive facts. When you have suspicions,
it's not mere
suspecting and decide.
Yes, it is an arrangement, a system to bleed the state whilst an individual is making a benefit.
Rather, and I've explained to you with documents that they cannot dispute, that rather it is a sensible risk mitigating measure to make sure that if you're going to give public funds to somebody to buy gold, you get a guarantee against it. That is a no-brainer. Again, he says that all his access...
School them, my man.
And I heard Kabiru saying that what we are doing is opaque. BOG raises syndicate CDs from the market, FS seekers, for Gold Board through an auction. You know the meaning of an auction? You call an auction opaque, it means you don't even know what an auction is. Gold Board buys gold by law through licensed buyers. And all our licensed buyers are published on our website. Anybody can go and check. Including Bower Rock. And you are calling for transparency. What information did you need that you asked and we didn't give you? Let's go on. Then he says that obviously there will be shortfalls based on our trading model. So how will the shortfalls are financed through foreign reserves? Any trading shortfalls that arise as a result of policy costs is financed through the same reserve. And the key thing here is that after we finance the shortfalls, the reserve has increased from $8.9 billion as of December 2024 to over $13 billion as of December 2025. The reserves didn't go down after we financed the trading shortfalls. It rather went up exponentially. Then he says that if we buy gold,
what reserves from 8 to 13?
It will lead to inflation, so there will be high sterilization costs. Sterilization costs will even be higher if you don't attain FX market stability.
Thank you, my guy.
That is strikes. Again, you must know that when the Bank of Ghana uses high power, under the MPP, they say the bond should be concluded. Charlie, you're making me rush to very important matters that your viewers expect a duty bearer like him.
Yes. You want to drink you more and get drunk. Sammy Gyamfi, allow him to pour the alcohol on us.
He doesn't know whether we have pre-commitments with off-takers. We don't have pre-commitments with off-takers because we don't take advances.
Thank you.
You wrote on your your X page that we have only one main off-taker, that is BOG, or one or two. You said 2 or 3.
I didn't say that.
We have 7. Under the MPP, there was only one off-taker called Alpha Stream. One off-taker. You didn't write anything about Alpha Stream. Let me finish. Alpha Stream was selling to Stonex, who didn't even have a contract with the BOG.
I was the first person.
The Dr. Siama led BOG has has introduced 7 off-takers. They are vintage bullion, they are gold saddle, they are well gold, they are sovereign pinnacle, and all that. So be factual. Again, you say that a large-scale gold is also bringing dollars. Who has said large-scale gold is not bringing dollars? But we are saying that for the first time in the history of Ghana, the small scale sector, because of the good work done by Gold Board, has beaten the large scale sector. Whereas as at 24th December 2024, large scale gold sector had brought in FX to the tune of $9.2 billion. Small scale has brought in $10.8 billion. First time in history. Then you say that.
My family. But catch the MPP for saying Kuntum Poetrum. The catch them. See any penny behavior. Nti o twa kure ni nya ntro no ponkoma ye ne hwene se funiri abegino na ntro na de ma ana wa bekirikiri mu no ana wa kirikiri ma kiro no emfa so bugu ekanim abama obisia bi obi e foreign reserves every 8 eko 13 wo senye ye disen ye sa 13 kwa IMF ye so mo na be guide na by 2028 ye duru o mo de less than a year to watch him. Good board by nya 1 year o so won ye good board ye Primai, Munya is Sanquasia politics been MPP for Moyano. Emma Moya and him more. There's no man in MPP who can compete with Sammy Gyamfi. No, Bema Bang, why? When we say they have men, it's NDC no men, no. I could put on Sammy Gyamfi. I to force in the baby. Some job. There are a lot of people. Boy, Juma, or my person, you, my Juma. Now in the history, I can say, Ode, Sako for no one on medical. Akufo ide yafa akufo ado kra machine yafa akufo machine wan be tude no wato to mahama and this for na kuruni omo de omo na ye Ghana constitution no eno na obi ka tell me say constitution omo person omo ye reform na me say and this for na ye constitution MPP for boycott so omo internal parliament because of say na bi wo manye omo di akunya no 2000 omo ye nan omo tena so 8 years omo anvo omo sanka constitution thing that they were talking about say enye no the MPP de nkontompo party o nkontompo no mo twade di akunya things are no more complain 1992 say enye ayinum ka wunya ka after 8 years wunya power no na kwa sesa no na Ghana for one train busa wo sesa omo zakan no mo wani ni mo ma go constitution kuntumpu nku an se MPP kuntumpu ne ade bi mu se mo nsu nyansa na mo hu ai be ka no kure na mo se mo di kuntumpu a ya chimsa na ya dwim headers wan share so e blow na pa